What if working full-time no longer meant staying out of poverty? In 2025 Britain, that's not a theory. It's reality. They work full-time, they pay taxes, they follow the rules, and still, they're broke. This is poverty in 2025 Britain, and chances are it's closer than you think. Welcome back to 360 Economy, where we break down the forces shaping our world in under 360 seconds. Today's video isn't about inflation spikes or stock market crashes. It's about something quieter, but just as devastating. In one of the richest countries on earth, millions of full-time workers are broke. Britain has created a new kind of poverty, driven not by joblessness, but by overwork, underpay, and systemic neglect. Let's unpack how this happened and what it means for all of us. Poverty in Britain no longer wears rags. It wears uniforms. It looks like a nurse skipping meals to feed her kids, a delivery driver working 60 hours but freezing at home, a university lecturer relying on food banks. This is in-work poverty, and it's the defining paradox of Britain in 2025. More than 14 million people live in poverty. Over half are in working households. Having a job no longer protects you from being poor. Why? Because wages are stuck. But the cost of everything else isn't. Average UK rent, £1,280 per month, up 10% in a year. London rent, over £2,000 per month. Minimum wage, £11.44 per hour. Do the math. Even full-time workers are barely surviving. Millions are working 40, 50, even 60 hours a week, and still falling behind. This crisis doesn't shout, it whispers, behind smiles, overdrafts, and sleepless nights. Average household debt in the UK is now over £65,000. And this isn't about shopping sprees, it's debt for survival, covering things like heating, groceries, childcare, council tax. Food banks aren't a last resort anymore, they're part of the system. In 2023-24, the Trussell Trust handed out nearly 3 million emergency food parcels, the most ever recorded. These aren't scroungers. They're teachers, carers, delivery workers, people doing everything right and still falling short. Poverty in Britain has a postcode. In areas like Blackpool, Middlesbrough, and parts of Birmingham, child poverty exceeds 40%. Meanwhile, just a few miles away, million-pound homes. Teslas parked across from food banks. Same cities, different realities. This isn't random, it's structural. The collapse of local industry, the rise of gig work and insecure contracts, chronic underinvestment in public services, a broken housing market. According to government figures, the Northeast still has some of the highest poverty rates in the country, while wealth continues to concentrate in the Southeast, especially around London. One country, two Britons. The postcode lottery isn't just unfair, it's baked into the system. 6.5 million UK households now live in fuel poverty, meaning they can't afford to keep their homes warm. In low-income communities, prepaid energy meters are the norm. When the credit runs out, lights off, heating off, Wi-Fi gone. And for the elderly, the vulnerable, the disabled, this isn't just inconvenient, it's lethal. Thousands die in the UK each year from cold-related illnesses. A 2023 report from Age UK found elderly residents turning off fridges and skipping medication just to afford heating in Britain in 2025. Here's the economic irony. Poverty costs the UK over £78 billion a year. That includes healthcare pressure, social services, lost productivity. We spend more managing poverty than preventing it. That's not efficient. It's expensive denial. It's like bailing water from a sinking ship while ignoring the hole in the hull. And the social cost is even greater. Lower school achievement, poorer long-term health, deepening generational cycles of hardship. A poorer Britain isn't just unjust, it's unsustainable. Can this be fixed? Yes, if we want it to be. But not with food parcels or press releases. With real structural action. Living wages aligned with real living costs, rent controls and affordable housing, universal childcare access. A benefits system that supports, not punishes, fair taxation on the ultra-wealthy. These aren't silver bullets, but they're proven steps we've ignored for too long. They're not radical, they're rational. And if Britain leads, others will follow. Modern poverty wears a filter. It looks polite, quiet, invisible. But behind the screens, millions are slipping. They don't need pity. They need dignity. They need a fair shot. If this resonated, like, comment, and share. Don't let this be invisible. Talk about it today. Because ignoring poverty won't end it. Talking about it just might.